Hi everyone, I'm Jim Bouderau, Executive Director of the SPCA of Tompkins County, and today we're going to hear from some of our wonderful volunteers at the shelter about some of our adoptable pets. We're going to start over in our cat wing with our volunteer Liz, who's going to tell us about some of the cats that we have available for adoption, and then we'll move over to our dog wing where we'll hear from our volunteer Tanya with some great dogs available. Joining me in the studio a little later will be Dan Collins, who handles our humane investigation and animal control. So join us back in a few minutes and we'll learn more from him about what we do over at the SPCA.
Hi, I'm Liz Bauman. I've been a volunteer at the SPCA for 3 years. Today I'm going to introduce you to 3 of the cats who are available for adoption. This is Lotus. She's 5.5 years old. She's one of the sweetest, most loving kitties you'll ever meet. As you can see, she's a beautiful gray and white cat with gorgeous green eyes. She loves to be pet. She doesn't mind being held. She loves it. She loves curling up in a lap and looking out the window at birds. She came to the SPCA because the household she was in started out quiet, but then it became very hectic with an addition of a kitten and a dog. And she didn't do well in that atmosphere, so I think a quieter home would be better for Lotus. Hey, baby. You can visit Lotus in the lobby at the shelter on Hanshaw Road. There she is. There she is. Hi, this is Savannah. She's our longest term cat resident at the SPCA. She's 6 years old. She's been here since July, and she really is looking for her forever home. She was found as a stray. As you can see, she's beautiful, beautiful orange and white tiger, and she's playful. If I can get her going here, she's a very playful middle-aged lady. Here she goes. Savannah, Savannah. She has to go to a single cat household because she doesn't get along well with other cats. Let's see. Good girl, good girl. She loves to get the toy and hold on to it. I'm going to get that from you. She also loves to be pet when she's in her quiet mood. And would love to curl up with you on the couch with you in these cold winter days. Come here, girl. Savannah. Would you like to play with Savannah? Take her home and she'd be your new playmate. This is Vin. He's 2 years old. As you can see, he's a beautiful black and white long hair. We've all fallen in love with him. He's just the sweetest cat. He loves to be held, he loves to be pet, he loves to curl up in your lap, and he loves treats. He was found as a stray, roaming the wilds of Freeville. He did okay in the summer and the fall, but a good Samaritan brought him in when the weather turned cold, so he'd be safe and cared for here. He's such a little sweetie. He really loves these treats. So he would make such a wonderful companion, a true lap cat, young boy, and absolute stunner, as you can see. Here, show your face, show your beautiful face. Of course, if you have a long-haired cat, you have to brush him regularly to keep his fur unmatted and clean. And he loves to be brushed, so that's not a problem. Oh, and I should mention, he gets along really well with other cats. He's housed He's in a room with other cats here at the shelter, and there's never been a problem with him and any of the other cats that have been here. So if you have cats at home, he'd make a great addition to your home. Right, boy? Right, boy? Huh? Huh?
Hi, my name is Tanya, and I'm a volunteer at the SPCA of Tompkins County, and I've been here about a year and a half. I walk, play, and snuggle with the doggies, and I'm here to introduce you to a few of our residents. This is Lily, our long-term resident. Been here about 6 months. We have no idea why she's still here. She's absolutely adorable. She comes from Alabama, which she didn't have much of a life there. She was pretty much used as the breeding machine. She was tied up, so she is ready for a real life where she gets loved and belly rubs and nice walks. She's an Alabama girl, but she loves the snow. She loves running around the snow. She loves snuggles, and she's just absolutely beautiful. All the volunteers are in love with her, so we just wonder why she's still here. She's also extremely well behaved and really well trained. So you're going to see a clip of her showing off her skills and her agility. It's going to be a real treat.
Teaching a dog leave it can be tricky. However, Lily is a master of this skill, and she will show you how to teach your dog. To start out, put a treat into your fist. If the dog sniffs it, nudges it, paws it, they don't get the treat. They have to wait and be polite. Then use a clicker or a marker like yes as a sign to the dog that they did the right thing. Once the dog is looking up at you consistently, waiting for you to give them the treat, then you can add your cue, which in this case will be leave it. Leave it. Leave it. Leave it. As the dog gets better, you can open your hand and even start to put the treat on the floor. Leave it. A major reason to not have her go grab the treat on the floor and instead to take a treat from me is that in a real life situation where she sees something that she wants and you don't want her to have it, like roadkill or a little kid's ice cream, we don't want her to learn that she's allowed to grab it eventually. Obedience isn't Lily's only skill. She also loves agility and would love to show you some of the fun tricks she knows.
This is Harriet. She came in recently. She's about 13 years old, and unfortunately her family moved and didn't take her with them. Can you imagine? I can't. So she's really sad, loves people, and given her age, she's still quite energetic. She loves walking. I take her on long walks around the building, and she's like, no, I don't want to stop walking. But biggest of all, she's just a love bug. She loves people, she loves snuggling, and couldn't be happier when she's just snuggling, curled up. How can you resist this face? Can you see the face? You cannot resist. Come and see Harriet, you'll fall in love like we all have. Good girl, good girl. This is Charlotte. Charlotte is 1 year old, so she's full grown. And as you can see, she's just a sweetheart. She's pretty new to the shelter, so she's a little bit nervous. But once she relaxes, she just curls up on your lap. She's quiet and sweet. She comes from a high-kill shelter in Alabama, so we saved her. She is just ready to be adored, and it's not hard to do. I mean, just look at her. She's so sweet. You gotta come and see her. She's good with other dogs and other cats. She's playful. She likes to play, play around, not too high energy, but her size, she'd be good pretty much any size home, an apartment, larger house. Number one for her is just love. Look at her. She just wants love.
Hi, my name is Sarah Post, and I'm the Adoptions Manager at the SPCA of Tompkins County. Today I will be talking about reasons why you should consider adopting a senior pet. The first reason is you already know what you're going to get. You know the size of the animal, you know its grooming requirements, and you also will know the personality. When you bring the animal home, it's likely going to be very similar to the personality you met in the shelter. The second reason is they're very easy to train and already trained in a lot of regards. You won't have to worry about puppies who chew too much, kittens who may have accidents around the house if they don't know where the litter box is. The dogs are also typically housebroken already, so you wouldn't have to worry about that while you're at work. They're also some of the most loyal and loving pets we have. All they want from you is when you get home from work is to sit by your side and be a comforting presence right by your side. Also, the senior pets are not very demanding. If you don't feel like going for a walk that day, they're fine just hanging out with you on the couch and relaxing. Also a plus, when you get home from work, there won't be a mess. Most senior pets are out of their destructive phases and prefer to take a nap until their people get home. Another reason is senior pets adjust to a new home quickly. Usually once you bring your new adopted pet home, they're already used to living in a family environment, so they once they get the run of the lay of the land of the house, they'll feel comfortable and just end up following you around and just wait for you to sit down so they could crawl into your lap or stay right by your side. So many of our older pets get overlooked at shelters, so it would be great if you're the one to save the life. So you'll also be the most popular adopter at the shelter, in your neighborhood, and among your family and friends. Everyone loves an older pet. And most of all, they're cute. You can't deny the soulful eyes and the gray muzzles on the older dogs.
Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much, Liz and Tanya, for those great pets. We did receive an update, and 2 of those wonderful pets have already been adopted. But if you're interested of any of those other ones or more, please do come by and see us at our main shelter on Hanshaw Road or at our annex at the mall. Joining me now in the studio is Dan Collins, who is one of our animal control officers at the SPCA and also does a lot of humane investigation work for us. Welcome, Dan.
Thank you.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about some of what you do and sort of a lot of the regular calls that we get at the SPCA for animal control and for humane investigation?
Sure. We get a number of calls. A lot of them vary, of course, but oftentimes they'll be in regards to a stray dog. Someone will have seen a stray dog and not know what to do, so they will give us a call. We'll also get some phone calls regarding shelter or lack thereof for dogs who are left outdoors, restrained, and we do what we can to try and enforce the law in those areas.
So if someone sees a stray dog, and what should the first thing that they do?
Well, if they're able to get a hold of the dog, assuming it's friendly, of course, if they're able to get a hold of the dog, they should try and do that. But they should definitely give us a call, and oftentimes we'll do what we can to get a hold of that dog. We do only service in Tompkins County certain municipalities, so the city and towns of Ithaca, the town of Ulysses, the town of Newfield, and Enfield and Caroline. So.
Great, okay. And then assuming that you do go out there and pick up the dog, what should people do in that case if they feel as though a dog has been, if their own dog has gone missing, or if they found the dog, they should, how should they proceed with that?
They should definitely give us a call, or the SPCA, of course, and report their dog is missing. And once we get that call, we can do what we can to reunite them with their loved pet.
Now, you guys answer a lot of calls about cruelty and neglect, possible abuse in certain situations. If there's a member of the public out there who suspects that an animal might be being abused or neglected or abandoned, what should they do in those instances?
Definitely give us a call. That can be tricky because, as most of us know, unfortunately, the law is fairly lenient at best as far as humane things go, but myself and my partner are well-versed in the law and are more than happy to take that call and try and respond appropriately. If a dog is restrained outdoors and, say, doesn't have shelter, definitely give us a call. We're happy to help. If they do have shelter, we're happy to go out and look into it, make sure that it's appropriate and adequate as far as the law is concerned.
Now, the spring is coming up, and typically that's a time where we tend to receive a lot of phone calls about litters of kittens. People start to see, multiple cats roaming on neighbors' properties. Is there any services that you guys offer in that sense where you can help people with either a large population of cats on their property that they're unequipped to deal with, or kittens that may have been born that they're not sure what to do with? Talk to me a little bit about what members of the public can do to help those situations.
Sure. A situation like that, you really want to try and nip in the bud. Cats multiply very quickly. So the shelter does offer an outreach program spearheaded by Pam Stonebreaker, and they should give her a call and try and schedule a time to either bring them in themselves, or if they need assistance, we're happy to help when and if we can. And we do what's called TNR, that's trap, neuter, release. And that enables us to fix these animals and then release them back into the wild. Sometimes people will hope that the cat will be of a good enough temperament to adopt out and therefore not have them on their property anymore. Unfortunately, that's just not possible in most cases, just because there are so many cats out there in the county. But we're happy to assist when we can, so give the shelter a call.
Great. And same thing goes for litters of kittens that somebody might find. I mean, those typically are pretty much more adoptable, right, and can probably be, behaviorally better dealt with because of their age. They might be able to be more acclimated to people.
Right. If they're young enough to be socialized, by all means, we'll do what we can to adopt them out. We're more than happy to do that. So.
Great. So Dan, talk to me a little bit more too about, if an animal comes into the shelter and let's say it's been with us before, and we know that an owner exists, or if a neighbor brings it by and they give us the owner's information, how do we go about dealing with those types of situations?
Yeah, that can be a pretty tricky circumstance. If we know the owner, of course, we do what we can to try and get a hold of them so that they can get their dog as soon as possible. But oftentimes someone will be away on vacation, or there will be a dog sitter who, the dog got away from them and they're not sure what to do. What we do, it's 5 days, a 5-day stray hold, at which point if we don't hear from them and we're not able to contact them via telephone, we will send out a 7-day letter. So it's a total of 12 days, I guess, that they would have to come and reclaim their dog, at which point it would become legal property of the SPCA and we'll, again, adopt them out. So.
Great. So Dan, I assume, you know, obviously we see a lot of dogs and cats at the shelter, and that's pretty much the bulk of the animals that come in. But what are some of the more unusual phone calls that you've gotten about animals in our community that need the assistance of the SPCA?
Yeah, probably the one that shocked me the most. Someone found a 7-foot-long boa constrictor under their porch that we lovingly named Julius Squeezer, and amazingly found him a home. Also, we get chinchillas at times, and there was one instance where there was a, I don't exactly recall, I want to say it's a 500-pound pig named Marge, very large pig.
So you see not just dogs and cats, but a whole plethora of animals,
Yep,
and these are typically also put up for adoption. And what do you do with, you know, farm animals or animals that, you know, the SPCA isn't equipped to deal with?
Right. Well, we're very fortunate that very close by is a haven for farm animals. So we usually will do what we can to bring them to those folks. So.
Great, fantastic. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I think we all appreciate everything that you do for the animals that are stray or abandoned or abused in Tompkins County. So thank you for being with us, and appreciate your time. And we will now go, and Sarah Post is going to update us with some post-adoption, what we like to call happy tail adoption updates. So we'll be hearing back from Sarah Post again. So Sarah, back to you.
My name is Sarah Post, and I'm back with the Adoption Happy Tales updates. And this is a note we got from Carter's adopter, and this is 2 weeks in. And he reports that Carter and his friend Penny, he says, "These two are having so much fun. I had the day off today, so we got to do a little extra afternoon walking before the sunset. They also have gotten to do lots of tugging on assorted rope toys with each other and have done some sparring. If it gets too growly or if anyone's trying to be too dominant, I shut it down, but otherwise they seem to just be playing appropriately. While Penny generally wants to get on the bed and under the covers as much as possible, Carter has mostly curled up on the dog bed, also known as the folded comforter on the floor, for the night. He usually hops up and joins us when invited in the morning, but every once in a while I wake up and Carter is right next to my face." And we also received a note from Giovanni the kitten's adopters, and they report, "On July 8th, we adopted Giovanni, whom we renamed Brooks after a friend of ours who had passed away 4 years ago to the day, and was a cat lover SPCA supporter. He is everything we could have ever hoped for of a typical orange male kitty and more. In addition to kneading on my neck while rubbing his nose all over my face, he also loves to sit on top of the moose head in our living room. He has truly enhanced our lives. Thank you for bringing us so much love and so many laughs." And if you would also like to share your Happy Tales adoption update, you can visit our Facebook page. So you go to facebook.com and search for the SPCA of Tompkins County. And we hope to see your pictures.